As fire season rolls on and triple digits stay in the forecast, ODF says the temperatures have a direct impact on fire behavior. Newswatch 12's Caleb Michael joins us live from ODF headquarters, where he spoke with fire crews this morning. Caleb, what can you tell us?
Good evening, Brian and Alicia. We are seeing some very high numbers in our forecast, and with that always comes the chance for more fires. ODF says they have already responded to 131 fires for a total of 192 acres. And they say that's pretty high for this point in the year. ODF also says they usually see a large amount of small fires in the spring, but they have had an increase because we have had warmer temperatures since the last week of February. Natalie Weber said it's utilizing resources like the detection center to help identify fires throughout the region.
We have our detection center, and that's staffed by our detection center specialists, and what they do is we have a series of cameras all over the Rogue Valley in Jackson and Josephine counties, and it gives us a view into the harder to reach areas, honestly. And so when we have reports of fire, we can check those camera systems and zoom in, actually get a latitude and longitude from just clicking on the screen, and get some really good information about any fires that we have.
Natalie says ODF uses the detection center to determine exactly where they should be sending their resources, and it is useful for some of the higher elevation points where fires occur. And as the temperature numbers continue to rise, ODF is doing its part to stay diligent in fighting fires. As you can see around me, it's already starting to rain out here. Doing our part to stay on your side. My name is Caleb Michael. I'm reporting from Central Point, Newswatch 12.
All right, thank you, Caleb. We'll check in with Matt again for that rain, but wildfires continuing throughout Oregon. Experts say that doesn't necessarily tell us much about what fire season's going to look like the rest of the season. If you remember, last year it was relatively calm fire season right up until September. We had dry conditions and hot weather then too, and we saw explosions of fires west of the Cascades. So far, fires in Oregon this year are to the east. That makes it hard to tell what fire season will bring in other parts of Oregon.
They're almost apples to oranges. I mean, there's still fires, but east side and west side fires and the drivers, implications, human footprint, all intermixed within that. I think there's an interesting conversation that we need to have when we're trying to say, is this like last year? Actually, it's
Last year, Eastern Oregon was relatively lucky. They had the monsoon season that didn't materialize as expected. That meant less lightning to start fires, but there's no guarantee that this year will be the same.
While wildfire season is bringing its own risks this summer, this week's weather and heat and lightning present extra wildfire risks. Anticipating those extra risks, Oregon State's fire marshal proactively is assigning extra firefighters to Central Oregon this week. We spoke earlier today to John Hendricks with the State Fire Marshal's Office about the risks and the state's preemptive response. When you look at this fire season ahead, how concerned are you that this is just going to be the first of many relocations of crews to try and answer the call that may be heading our way?
It's an option in our toolkit of things to be better prepared for wildfire. You know, we are concerned with the dry conditions out there, but it's tough to tell how severe a fire season is going to be because there are so many factors that go into our fire season. You know, we could have a year with no lightning or little lightning, and it could be dry. So that would be a good thing for us. You know, we can get those number of human-caused fires down as well. You know, last year in 2020, 70% of wildfires in Oregon were human-caused. So if we could get folks to kind of help us out in preventing those human-caused fires, it would really be a big help and kind of help really determine what our fire season looks like. So we're asking folks, you know, be prepared, be aware of how dry it is out there across the state.
When you look at those conditions right now, we're way ahead of where we usually are in terms of number of fires. How concerned are you that this trend will continue?
It's concerning to see that it is this dry in June right now. And so, you know, we go back to those prevention messages. We all have to be aware. We all live here, we all play here, we all work here, and we have to take care of our fellow Oregonians and visitors and really take those precautions into consideration, you know, when we're out enjoying this great state. And so keep in mind that it's a dry time right now, and we have to be mindful of that.
John Hendricks of the State Fire Marshal's Office, we appreciate your time. Let's hope all those folks who donate their time don't get put to work, but if they are, it's good they're there, and we appreciate your help letting us know about it. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Well, it's summer, and it certainly feels like it. Many may be looking to take advantage of heading out to some local parks for some heat relief.
But with the increase in fire risk levels, there are several things you need to be aware of before you head out, especially if you plan to camp. Now, along with increasing drought levels, thunderstorms are also taking place, and Jackson County parks are asking visitors to do their part in practicing safe fire tips while staying in a campground. In all, the effort to prevent any more potential wildfires should be at the top of every camper's list.
We always ask folks to keep their campfires about knee height, no higher than that. Keep it all contained within the campfire ring. If you do have an incident, please let a camp host know and make sure that your campfire is fully extinguished before you leave. The last thing we want to do is have one of our park guests start a fire.
In regard to the drought levels, several park lakes are experiencing severely low water levels, which have created plenty of dry spots along the lake bed. And several incidents have already been reported, or visitors drive their vehicles through those areas, which is something they are not allowed to do.